Hello and welcome to another edition of Resources for Life TV at resourcesforlife.com. My name's Greg Johnson, and this is another video in the series of videos on car evaluations. Today I'm looking at the Ford Focus. This is a 2009 model, and there are a few differences in the newer models, but basically this one has the features that most of the newer Focuses have. I want to point out some things. Obviously, you know, the basics like power doors, power windows, etc. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about, but some things that make the Focus kind of unique, I'm going to go ahead and point those out. The sound system is controlled from this panel here, and depending on what Ford Focus model you have, it might have a fairly sophisticated interface. The display up here will show you this one has about a 6-disc changer, which is quite nice. But some of these have satellite radio built in, and they can even be synchronized with your phone. So when you make a phone call, you're actually hearing the phone call through the car speakers, and then when you talk, you just use the microphone on your headset or with your phone. So there can be a really nice sound system in the Ford depending on which one you go with. This vehicle has 24,000 miles on it. It's 2009, as I said, black Ford Focus. I just picked it up from Enterprise Rental Car Company, and they do a great job maintaining their fleet. So from time to time, you might have an option. Once the vehicles get up to be about 35 or 40,000 miles, I think, they put those out for sale. So, you know, depending on who's been renting their vehicles, usually business people for travel, that type of thing, you can get a pretty good deal on a vehicle that's been maintained because they have it all computerized and they keep up on the oil changes and maintenance and such. They have a contract actually through Firestone nationwide. So if you're in a car, if you're in one of these Enterprise cars, you're driving along, you got a problem, you can go to any Firestone dealer and have them, you know, fix the tire or do any kind of brake work or whatever you need to have done on that car. Pretty much can be handled by Firestone, the basic maintenance. So that's good to know. But anyway, back on topic here. I'll show you on the car control panel here. You can see there is the phone on and off hook once you've synchronized your phone with the sound system. And this is part of the Microsoft Sync. You can see here, I think, possibly Microsoft Sync system. There's also a USB plug-in, so it's pretty much wired for the electronics that you might have. It's working with Bluetooth to establish that connection between your phone and the sound system. I do like the mirror system up here. I want to show you something. There's a sensor. I don't know if you can see this, but there's a small sensor underneath the mirror. It automatically adjusts. It compensates for ambient lighting. So when you have somebody behind you with their high beams on, and it's kind of blinding you, you know, the reflection in the mirror, what you can do is just let it go to work. It's all automatic. You don't have to tilt the mirror or anything. It's going to dim that. It's going to almost put like sunglasses on the mirror. And it really works. It's amazing. I've experienced that before. I've had some of these out before. This one has the sunroof, which is kind of nice. I don't know if you can get a good look at that from there, but sunroof with options for tilt and slide back and that type of thing, all controlled up here. And let me just see if I can get that in camera. Yeah, there we go. Tilt and slide. Anyway, so there are some nice surprises and amenities, of course. One thing that's interesting is Enterprise has these small Ford Focuses in a class that's, I think they call it like a compact or whatever. It's like their small vehicle. It does get pretty good gas mileage, and yet what I'm interested in is whenever there can be a small car with the safety and the features of a larger vehicle, I think that's a neat combination. You know, because usually when you go small with a car, you're getting something that's poorly made. It doesn't have the amenities that you'd want. You go with a big car and you're going to be paying, you know, big dollars for gasoline because those things aren't very efficient. And they're just kind of awkward to maneuver. You know, they don't really handle very well. And they're hard to park. It's just a hassle. Big cars are kind of a hassle. But so with the Focus, I think it's like you're getting a lot of high-end features in a smaller car, which is kind of nice. I'm going to point out a few other things here. On the dashboard, there's a complete computerized system to tell you a lot about your vehicle. That's controlled through here. You have your, I'm just going to point this out, the resume, set, and set, slow down, and on and off for the cruise control. But anyway, in your in your display there, you're going to get trip A, the odometer, and some other functions as well that'll tell you about your gas miles per gallon average, that type of thing. And there's, of course, you know, trip odometers and all that you'd expect. The gauges, as you probably saw, are analog. The display of information output is digital text. And anyway, you know, if I think of something else, I'll throw another video online, but basically I think that's about it. Oh, I will point out here, there are two 12-volt output controls, as well as that USB charger and an auxiliary input in the middle for audio. So if you want to be listening to some music of your own choosing off your iPod or whatever, you can do that. This vehicle just has low and drive, that's it. But some of these other ones actually have the automatic transmission, but with manual shifting. Some of the Fords have that. And oh, another thing I'll point out, I know I'm just kind of rambling here, but these seats are pretty amazing. I'm used to cars that have fabric seats. You see that a lot, especially in smaller cars, cheaper cars. And the problem with fabric seats is, you know, if you spill something, it's going to make a mess. It's hard to clean up, and then they just start smelling if people have been spilling stuff on it or sweating or whatever. And so it's nice to have these smooth surface seats. Very nice touch. So basically, I'd say Ford Focus, great option for a small car. It's one of my favorites, and I'm really kind of a Honda Toyota person generally, but when Ford ramped it up with their performance on these and the quality, the Focus and also the Fusion is kind of the next size up, offers similar features. I think Ford's doing some really good work with these latest models, the 2009, and now there's a 2010 out. But anyway, appreciate any email feedback. You can send me postal mail, email, call on the phone, or just post a video, whatever you want to do. And I'd like to hear from you. If you have any questions about the Ford Focus or any other car, if you want one reviewed, let me know. Take care.